Now, while South Africans anxiously await President Cyril Ramaphosa's announcement of his new cabinet, it's business as usual for the Office of the Presidency. Ramaphosa's brainchild Operation Vulindlela, which is aimed at shoring up economic growth, has assessed the progress of the public-private partnership. Officials at the two-day conference say the next 5 years are critical for the incoming administration. A business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, has the details.
South Africa has a significant and long-standing growth problem, with the economy stuck in a low-growth environment since the global financial crisis of 2008. That's despite some growth spurts in the mid-2000s. This low growth largely driven by structural issues in the energy and logistics sectors.
There had been various attempts to do this. Operation Phakisa was another attempt to kind of get things moving in the South African system. And they worked to varying degrees, but didn't quite meet all of the objectives that they'd set for themselves.
President Ramaphosa launched Operation Vulindlela in 2020 in a bid to fast-track structural reforms to revive economic growth, focusing on energy, logistics, water, telecommunications, and the country's visa regime. Progress has been made across the board, according to the presidency's Saul Maska.
Even where the impact is not immediate or immediately visible, will begin to filter through into the economy. So all of that will have an impact on growth this year and in the years to come.
The second wave of Operation Vulindlela will take into account the current economic circumstances plaguing the economy and outline new priority areas, including dealing with local governments' deteriorating performance and spatial inequality. However, Operation Vulindlela is also advancing some sticky structural reforms into the second phase, such as the unreliable freight logistics. Former Deputy Finance Minister David Masondo says all stakeholders must work together in the new administration to get out of the no-growth rut.
You need political will to carry out these reforms. It doesn't matter how technical sound your proposals are, but as long as there's no political support, you're not going to move.
The Bureau for Economic Research highlighted that under some assumptions, the new administration has all the abilities to change South Africa's poor economic performance. This includes policy uncertainty, which is expected to cool down as soon as the current political wheeling and dealing subsides, and that is expected to give Operation Vulindlela reforms momentum.
And why accelerating some of these outcomes is a sort of prerequisite for faster economic growth in South Africa.
Former Reserve Bank Deputy Governor Kuben Naidu says while the second phase of the initiative is focused on achieving inclusive economic growth that leaves no one behind, achieving any growth is the goal right now. Naidu recalls that the country edged on a technical recession about 18 months ago, and that initiatives such as Operation Vulindlela helped avoid it.
That we're able to hold things together, able to keep the private sector on board and interested in the reform process, able to mobilize various aspects of government, of course with the leadership of the president. We're able to mobilize various aspects of government to keep this economy from falling apart.
The conference will continue on Wednesday, with stakeholders set to have technical discussions on the second wave of Operation Vulindlela. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.